Hello, people that exist. I just noticed something about the length of book series. A weird thing. Well, not super weird, but an interesting, not really phenomenon, but in a way a phenomenon. So, I'm just going to go with one of the longest series I have because, this series does not fit into that. So, I am going to first give the example of just a sec. The Percy Jackson series. So, the lengths of these books. I usually kind of classify the difference between the longest and shortest book. So, with this series, with just the first two books, there's a 96-page difference. 375, 279. And you can see their spines are very, very different in length. Then, the third book grows. 312. Fourth book, 361. Fifth book, 381. So there's a difference of 102 in length. 279 pages. 312. I'm doing this again. 361. 375. And 381. So, the thing about this series is that it jumps all over the place. But it doesn't. There's only one time it jumps more than 50 pages. The first two books. 96 pages. A 96-page jump. What would this be? 33-page jump. 49-page jump. And a 20-page jump. So that's the Percy Jackson series. It seems to have kind of a normal average. It has the amount that the book is. Like, when you think of Percy Jackson and their length, you don't think 300 pages. You do. You kind of think 350 pages. But you don't think 500 pages and 300 pages. You only think one of them. With the Heroes of Olympus, which I'm getting out just now. Just wait. Sorry, this is kind of a big series. There's even less of a difference. With the Heroes of Olympus, the largest jump you have is 80 pages. This series has an average of about 550 pages. The Lost Hero is, I know what it is. The Lost Hero is 553 pages. Much longer than the Percy Jackson series. The second book, The Son of Neptune, with the most beautiful cover ever, is 513. The Mark of Athena, with another amazing cover, is 573. So that's a gap of 70. The House of Hades is 583. That's even longer. And The Blood of Olympus is 502. So, the thing with this series is that when you think of the length, you think around 500 pages. And there isn't, and that isn't the average. That's just every book is 500 to 600 pages. Just wait, let me return these. Kind of taking a lot off my shelf. And I have to put everything back correctly. And now I'm going to talk about what got me to talk about this video. 6 minutes in. Just a sec, let me return them. Book back to place. What book is this? Sorry. Just trying to remember something. Okay. So, sorry, I'm just stacking them correctly. And The Ranger's Apprentice by John Flanagan. Book 1 is, in this version, 280 pages. Even though the better version, like the actual version, which is much floppier and darker, like the correct color, tone, whatever, is, well, this says 249. I'm gonna go by the not real, the yearling version. 280. 260, even though that's supposed to be longer. Something about it made it shorter. So, these two kind of form a duology, you could say. To be non-spoilery, at least, well, and these were even supposed to be one book, one big book. Book 1, you have the build-up. Book 2, you have the battle. And then, so these average at around 270 pages. So, then the books might get a little longer. 300, well, to be exact, 305 pages. And this is the build-up. This is the battle. The alternative name is the Battle for Scandia. There's a battle? And it's longer, 329 pages. So, you can kind of see the increase in length just with the first 4 books. If we were to go by thickness, just swap the first 2 around. So that's by thickness, by length. Then, The Sorcerer in the North. Also, it's the one I'm reading right now. 329 pages. So, 329, the same. So, it stays. But they're getting longer. Book 6 comes around, and it's just over 330 pages. And I'm guessing because of the name, it's going to be a battle. The Siege of Masinda. The Battle for Scandia. So now, this is what the books look like lengthwise. And here is where Length Brain goes to waste. I just read this, because this actually takes place before The Sorcerer in the North. Compared to Book 7, also known as Book 3.5, even though it's actually 4.5, but it's actually Book 7, is 440 pages. That's nearly a 200-page gap in bookism. Well, I should probably make another stack. Oh no, I'm showing that. Book 8, 398 pages. So a bit shorter, but not really. So now we're nearly at a 200-page difference. 441 pages. 440. So to show by length, I think this is 441. Let's see, at least according to this version. Yes. So that means that by one page, even though it doesn't look like it at all, it's longer. Then, Big Boy Book. This is 487 pages. Horace travels to the exotic land of Nihonja. It isn't long before he finds himself pulled into a battle that is not his own, but he knows in his heart he must wage. The kingdom teeters on the edge of chaos when the Nihonja Emperor, a defender of the common man, is forcibly overthrown, and only Horace will and his armling companions can restore the Emperor to the throne. Victory lies in the hands of an inexperienced group of fighters, and it's anybody's guess who will make the journey home to Arthur. So that's longer. And it's weird how, like, the number is at a shorter place, but, like, you can see. Longest book before book 10, longest book. Now, The Lost Stories. Even though you can't really consider it that, it's 481. It's just a lot of stories, so it's a bit shorter than The Emperor of Nihonja. And I really shouldn't include this because this doesn't even count. But The Royal Ranger is 473 pages. So, now, as you see, or as you might have figured out, 487 pages is not very similar to 263. But you've barely even seen Crazy. Oh, forgot how quickly that changes. I survived. Enter the inheritance cycle. There is nothing that's crazier than this. Well, at least that I know of. There probably are book series, like A Song of Ice and Fire, that like probably have gaps of like 700 pages or something. But the inheritance cycle. Eragon is just under 500 pages, even though it looks like it's a 300-page book when it's in paperback. So, you'd expect the series to stay at least around that. Oh no, maybe I shouldn't pick this off. This is a really old sticker, and it's a really old book, and it might not survive well. Sorry. Yeah, it's 500 pages. Eldest is 668 pages. So, if you didn't notice, that's 171. Well, wait, let's see. No, not 171. Actually, yes. In 170, wait, or 161, whatever it is. In 171 page difference. That's a bit of a difference. So maybe I should put these or here. Brisingr, though it looks thinner than Eldest, it is denser and heavier. It's 748 pages. I know. It's kind of a lot. Brisingr, or the Seven Promises of Eragon Shadeslayer and Saphira Bjarskultar. I used to be able to pronounce that. Bjarskultar. Bjarskultar. I think. I hope. But then, and the author didn't even think he needed to write this at the start, there's another 849 pages extra. Inheritance. Inheritance is a monster. Like, look at that thing. That makes no sense. 351 pages, no, 352 page difference compared to Eragon, with Eragon compared to Inheritance. And then the 200 pages looks like nothing. Da-da-da-da. The 230 page difference looks like nothing. And I can't imagine what A Song of Ice and Fire is like. And yes, if you didn't notice, I lost the dust jackets of these two. Well, actually, no. My brother lost the dust jackets of these two. And look, there's like the grip. Well, we put that on. Okay. So in conclusion,